Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I've got an unbalanced rack with only one vowel, and I'm not seeing a 7, and I don't think there'll be an 8. If there were an 8, it would probably go through a vowel, so I'm just considering this rack plus a further vowel, nothing with an A, E, I, O, U. Oh, wow, what a start for opponent. Straight in with a bingo. And I don't think I can respond in kind. But let me consider the specific vowels on the board. Do I have anything? Oh, wow, I think through an A I would have had synapsal, but no A. What about an I? No, and an E. Synapse plus an L. Doesn't look promising. So, how to sort this rack out? All the tiles are reasonably bingo-y. No hotspots. I can burn one of the S's fairly cheaply, but Digger's already got an S on the end. I'm looking to, well, do I have a double-double, even if it's not a bingo? I've got the ILY ending, the LY ending as well. Let me just consider the consonants for a 7 before I give up. No, not seeing anything. Well, I have spiny, but that doesn't even get doubled. I'd quite like to get rid of, well, P and Y. How can I do that? I've got yap, but that's keeping 4 consonants, which is pretty poor. This is just a really tricky situation, but whatever I play here is going to impact the whole of the rest of the game, so it's worth taking the time to get it right if I can. I've got play and splays, just nowhere to play them. Nothing through the G, which gets the P or Y doubled. Well, yeah, what about this? Spangly 423, I'm going with this. Wow, what a pick. I have Wairuas with the blank as an A. I probably don't have too many other bingos because UW's a pretty poor pair of letters, but Wairuas currently plays in row G. Will that stay available? No, it won't. And opponent blocks any other placement, I believe. So, short-lived joy. And another tricky rack to deal with, but I think Spangly in the end was the right play. And I do have the blank, so what to do? Let me consider floaters. There are 7-letter lanes, and there are also floaters. Let me have a quick squiz through and just see if I can see anything. And I don't have any specific floaters in mind. This is not a promising set with W and U. But there could be a bingo here. That's the un prefix. Wauralis through an L. No. And that also means Wauralis through an O, and there's no O on the board. No, this isn't looking good at the end of the alphabet. So I'm not seeing a bingo. Let me specifically consider the floaters. There's an S. There's a P. An A. D. U. N. Wouldn't work as a prefix. Not enough tiles, not enough squares after it. And E. Wow, what about E? I've got sir as a prefix, which is quite an unusual one. This E does look like a possibility. It's certainly... Well, it's hard to see a bingo with U and W on your rack, but they can be split up. There are quite a lot of W prefixes, where and ward. Not seeing one. So, what to do here? I'd like to play off W and U. I could play would for a low score, but a fantastic rack leave, almost guaranteed to bingo. But is that too much of a sacrifice? Well, it's 7 points. There's nowhere super hot for the W, so I'm going to struggle to score more than that. W, well, I think I have found something better. I think I can afford to burn the S because I've got the blank, and this is 26 points. And this is a pretty good rack lead, which goes very well with the D and all the available floaters. I'm going with this. Now, surely I am bingoing now. Or am I? Well, it's going to be fairly low probability with duplicate A and an H. No E and S on the E or S on the rack. I've created a new lane in column 12 for bingos ending E and T. So I have Chariot in column 12. Fantastic. Worst takes an S after it. Chariot doesn't fit. Does Chariot have an anagram? Just 16 points for opponent. Fantastic. And this turn they do not block my bingo. So is Chariot the best I can do? I think, well, I was going to say I'm most likely to have a 7-letter bingo rather than an 8, but I'm just noticing column 8 beginning with E. But I'm not seeing one. I am going to go through the alphabet, 12 minutes on my clock, looking for 7s, but always with a weather ear open for 8s. Wow, that looks pretty good. Not seeing anything. So, hetera. Zoo takes nothing after it, so I'm not going to do any better than Chariot in column 12, unless I can get the H in penultimate position, which is unlikely. So where are the other 7-letter lanes? There's column 11, well, that would be opening up row A. And there's row L, but only if the blank is an S. So I think this is a pretty forlorn exercise. I've spent time earlier. And I'm not putting an S in the open because the S of Spangly stops this S being in last position in a bingo. So Chariot for 76. And not bad. It's 7 random tiles, so delighted that it's balanced in terms of vowels and consonants, and I've got a scoring tile in the Y. Less good are the duplicates, but that's easily resolved with Yoni. if Yoni plays. And it does in row D for a handsome score, getting the Y doubled. Column 8 quite hot with this double letter square, but I don't think I can do anything about that. I lead by 4 points. Row H triple word square available, but not for many points, so that's not particularly hot. Ute only takes an S after it. So row D for Yoni is all I've seen so far. And I would like to play at least Y, I and N. Oh wow, I thought that was a bingo. It's not, but it is 28 points. Opponent doesn't provide anything new. V doesn't take anything in front of it or after. So I have Yoni for 28 and a decent rack leave. Wow, fantastic. Surely I am bingoing again. I have Stanine in column 14 and Vareuses. Now, is Tannies good, or am I thinking of Trannies? Well, I have Inanest in row L making wuss. Fantastic. I am guaranteed to bingo. What about this Y? Doesn't look particularly promising, but I should, of course, consider it. Not seeing anything. So what are the anagrams of Inanest? Another bingo for opponent. Wow, 70 points, goes into the lead. All I'm going to be doing with Inanest is catch up. Both blanks have now been played. 2 triple lanes, both with Y in 4th position. So I was considering Stanine, but that doesn't get doubled. It creates access to column 15. This is what I'm thinking of. Inanest, and I don't think any anagram of that is going to be better in row L, and I'm not seeing any other options for it to be placed. Oh, wow. And you can see why I was glad with the Yoni rack from 7 random tiles, because this is what you risk every time you draw random tiles. 7 consonants and a 70-point Z play from opponent. I am on the ropes. What am I going to do? 2 triples, and all I need is 1 vowel to use them. However, given that there are 2, whatever I do this turn, I'll have first dibs at one of them. But what can I do this turn? Do I change? Wow, tricky. I've got Jow in row K for 26 points with an awful rack leave. But if I change, I get 0 points. 9 minutes on my clock, 26 tiles in the bag. So, what to do? Well, really, I just need to consider the vowels on the board and see what I have through them. Now, what about the A of Spangly? And I'm really looking to play off 3 consonants. Playing off just 2 is asking for trouble. So I do have Wod here, 20 points, keeping back some scoring potential. Let me count the remaining vowels. 15 out of 33, so it is balanced. So that's 20. Now my K can also go here, but I'm not seeing an alternative play. What about row J? Can I play 3 consonants with O and Y? No. This is the Jow spot, and the best I can do burning 3 is Drow for 16. Now, what about this I? Ah, well, yeah, what about this? I have Jerd, which is good in that it scores 27 points. It splits up duplicate D. It plays off one of my scoring tiles. Doesn't create anything great for opponent. And is definitely better than changing. Yeah, I am going with this. And I draw a vowel. Both Y's are available, but the Y on the bottom doesn't score anything, so scoring potential in row O pretty limited. Great, just 20 odd points for opponent. I still trail by a bingo. No S's to come for vareuses. So not many bingo lanes on the board. Oh wow, look how hot this spot is above BA. And that takes an O and an A, and I have neither. I don't think I can do anything with the Y. Well, I could play Defy, but I feel I should be able to do better than that. Yeah, surely I have something half decent through this A. Chord for 39, that's not a bad score. And I'm sticking an E in the open, which is good. Is there any way of doing better than this? So I could do this. I can do this. 42 points. Difficult to choose between KG and WG. Both are grim. But I think the W is slightly more flexible. Although the K maybe goes better with the Y. I don't know. But I think turning over 5 tiles is the right thing to do. I'm going with this. And I still dodge the A's and the O's. That's wretched because row A is super hot. And I'm back with WU, but I don't think K instead of W would have been particularly fantastic. Well, that's hot spot has gone, fortunately for only 39 points. But it does mean I'm still about 60 points behind. Remaining tiles not looking particularly bingo-y. So, wow, and I still can't really get value from these Y's. I don't have a vowel for going underneath the J. Again, that's A's and O's. So what to do here? G, U and W is really grim. What about doing this? 21 points and creating new lanes. I think I do need a bingo to win. And I'm going to struggle to... Well, I'm just not seeing anything better in terms of score and rack leave. Am I? Yes, I am going with this. Well, yeah, no bingo here, but it's looking slightly closer to a bingo. But is there enough time left? And one also needs the luck of the draw. 33 points for opponent, that's nice. I'm still only one bingo behind, so really this is... I need to play now and bingo next turn, otherwise it's game over. 4 minutes on my clock, 5 tiles in the bag. So what am I looking to do here? Play off F and U, definitely. Split up the T, play off the G, but I'm not going to be able to play off F, G, T and U. It's going to have to be a subset of those. And duplicate T isn't terrible, there's no more to come, and the T's go well with the E's, and there are 2 sectors of the board where there are E's. So what I'm thinking about is playing Fug. This creates a new lane, not particularly useful. it distracts opponent. They may well be drawn to playing in column 1. And I've got this decent 4-letter sat, which goes well with the D, and less well, but still okay, with the E. Is this the right play? What else could I do? I am giving opponent the opportunity to score pretty well. There are several scoring tiles to come, B, H, M and V, all of which can be combined with the F. And this is only 13 points, so what about playing up here for 19 points? This is harder for opponent to score off. Nothing goes in front of FE. G in second place not useful, and although this is in the upper quarter of the board, it's hard for opponent to obstruct these E's. So, is this the play? Fug for 19. I think it is. I'm going with this. Oh, wow. Okay, I think it is game over. Too many vowels. And the remaining unseen pool is really vowel light, so this is just a wretched draw. 15 minutes on opponent's clock. Wow, they've been playing fast. No scoring tiles. I have to bingo to win, and I'm not going to. And opponent is surely going to empty the bag. Now, am I sure there's no bingo? What about this G? 9-letter play, not seeing anything. Where else is there? D? No. Y and D? No. Just 12 points for opponent, but that's all they need. So, opponent not going out in 1 would need a U for humble. So, can I go out into 2 minutes on my clock? I don't have any 2-letter plays, but what about a play down here? Gosh, I'm not sure I do have anything. The V stops a 5-letter play. Now I do have an A for going underneath the J, so what do I have here? I have tail for 19. Does that set up anything? Jar takes an M and a B. So no, it doesn't set up anything super hot. And am I going to go out with toe at 1 minute on my clock? Well, I'm not sure I'm going out with this. So maybe tail isn't the play. What, 1 minute, less than 1 minute on my clock. What about toll? Joel is then good, but still nothing. Can I go out with this rack? Don't think I can, so what am I missing? "28 seconds to go." No, I'm not saying anything. "15 minutes on opponent's clock." Nothing goes in front of tail. I don't have anything through the D or the T. I have out as a 3, but I'm really looking to go out. I suspect there was an out in 2 available. The letters I felt were just about flexible enough. Wuss only takes a Y after it. And opponent is probably going out with bell. Otherwise, I'm sure I can find somewhere for my E, OE, and double E. Now, what I didn't consider was to play 3 tiles bottom left. Did I have anything to go after JA? I don't think I did. Does opponent have a play through the E? Well, maybe opponent's not going out. So where can I get the most for my E2, top left? Has opponent gone out? No. But I'm short on time. So, absolutely sure that wasn't best at the end. And the final score, 375 for me, 436 for opponent, a winning margin of 61 points, so well done to opponent. Let's see what I missed. Wow, what a game. Really tough going. Now, fantastic start by opponent, and this is why I struggled. So, did I have a bingo? No, and I found Spangly, and I think that was best. Horrible rack for opponent, but sorts it out nicely with unisex. Phew, no missed bingo here. And I play Wuss for 26. Yeah, and I think War, B11. Probably a comparable play. It's 8 fewer points, but it retains the S, so I think those plays are similar. Opponent plays a Nupia, and now a choice of bingos and Chariot. That was my play, and everything else scores a lot less. Opponent plays Vareuse, and I have Yoni D1. Only 3 more points for Noi, and it retains duplicate I, so I prefer my play. Great spot by opponent of the only bingo, Drupally. But I'm able to come straight back with Inanist, I13, Utes and Stanine also available, but that's putting an E in the middle of row O, so I prefer my play. And at this point, I lead. However, opponent gets a bingo-y score with a non-bingo-y rack, and I'm in big trouble. And this is how quickly one's fortunes can change in a game of Scrabble. I did have the lead. Now I trail by a bingo, and I've got a rack of 7 consonants. So I played Jerd for 27, and I like that. Opponent ditches the cue, and I have Flaked for 42. So it's not over. I only trail by 18. Opponent plays Ditto, but my rack is not improving quickly enough, and there are only 11 tiles to come. So I play a Wee for 21. Nice spot by opponent of Oki. I'm back to trailing by a bingo. So I play Fug. I don't like feel this rack leave is awful. My only hope of winning the game is to bingo. So I play Fug for 19, which is only 4 off the highest score and leaves the best rack leave. Opponent plays Voma, and it hasn't worked out. The remaining tiles were potentially bingo-y, but I have not drawn one. But could I have gone out into N3? Interesting. Ali for 23, which is actually more points than getting the word doubled, and would have left AOTT. Well, I'm not sure that would have gone out. But I play Tail. Opponent plays No out for me. I play oat for 17, which was the most. Opponent does not go out. And now, finally, D12. I could have played he and fee for 11 instead of OE for 2, but it was a lost cause. And that was the end of the game. So, what a game. Super exciting stuff. Fantastic start for opponent with a bingo. Multiple bingos from both of us, and it was jolly close until fairly near the end of the game when I had a slender lead and it vanished. Opponent did something and I had 7 consonants, and that was it. An instant change in one's fortunes, which I did not recover from. But super enjoyable game as always. So many congratulations to opponent on their victory. I hope you enjoyed watching that game. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time.